Pennsylvania and New York, August 9, 2024. Dozens needed rescue in Pennsylvania, including by helicopter, amid life-threatening flooding.
This is absolutely
a rare
insane.
Flash flood emergency, the most severe flood warning, was issued Friday afternoon for parts of southern New York and northern Pennsylvania, warning of life-threatening and catastrophic flooding.
Here's an update for you. Trail's on now. Help unclog that.
Floodwaters have trapped people in their homes and forced evacuations by boat and helicopter. A dangerous situation is unfolding in the Northeast as rapidly rising floodwaters from Hurricane Debby's extreme rains inundate communities there. Flash flooding in New York was reported in Andover and the town of Independence, which includes the village of Whitesville, in Allegheny County. Independence officials declared a state of emergency because of the flooding. Flash flooding was also reported in Steuben County, while flooding and/or water rescues were also reported in Potter, Cameron, and Tioga counties in north-central Pennsylvania. In Steuben County, 2 communities and part of a third were under evacuation orders, and emergency responders conducted rescues as people were stranded and flooding made many roads impassable. County officials ordered the evacuation of the towns of Jasper, Woodhull, and parts of Addison. Steuben County Manager Jack Wheeler said the storm hit the same area of his county that Tropical Storm Fred hit 3 years earlier, and that a half-dozen swift water rescue teams were actively rescuing people trapped in vehicles and homes. John Anderson of the Wellsville Sun told the Associated Press that he watched the floodwaters come in quickly, submerging several vehicles in Canisteo, in Steuben County, and in Andover, in Allegheny County. In Steuben County, 2 communities and part of a third were under evacuation orders, and emergency responders conducted rescues as people were stranded and floodwaters made many roads impassable. County officials ordered the evacuation of Jasper, Woodhull, and parts of Addison. Steuben County Manager Jack Wheeler said the storm hit the same part of his county that Tropical Storm Fred hit 3 years earlier, and that a half-dozen swift water rescue teams were actively helping people trapped in vehicles and homes. Hurricane Debby is in the Northeast, but heavy rain, flooding, and the threat of tornadoes have extended hundreds of miles across the eastern United States on Friday. The system triggered tornado and flood warnings for Washington, D.C., on Friday morning and a flood emergency in South Carolina, and remains a serious threat despite losing its tropical status. Officials received hundreds of calls for help, including several people who needed to be rescued by air from dangerous flash flooding in Tioga County, northern Pennsylvania, County Commissioner Shane Nickerson told CNN. Water rescues were still underway Friday afternoon, with 80 to 90 people still needing to be evacuated from their homes. Emergency crews were also trapped in flash flooding. Helicopters and boats have been sent to help with flood response efforts, a spokesperson for the Pennsylvania Emergency Management Agency told CNN. The Pennsylvania National Guard has also been called in to help, Nickerson said. Heavy rain and high winds have destroyed homes, flooded neighborhoods, and trapped people in cars, homes, and boats, and scorching heat across the region this weekend could complicate recovery efforts. Heavy rain from Debby triggered life-threatening flooding along the Pennsylvania-New York border Friday afternoon. A flash flood emergency was issued for Steuben County in southern New York, and another emergency was issued soon after for the nearby towns of Whitesville and Andover. There are several areas of flooding with people trapped in homes in Steuben County, according to the National Weather Service. Severe and catastrophic flooding was still occurring in Tioga County, Pennsylvania, on Friday. Homes and vehicles were swept away as post-tropical storm Debby unleashed its final fury on the Northeast. Evacuations were ordered for Woodhull, a hamlet in the area, because of flooding along a nearby waterway, according to the county's emergency management office. Another flash flood emergency was issued for the northern Pennsylvania town of Westfield. All of those areas are facing dangerous flooding, according to the National Weather Service. Tioga County Commissioner Shane Nickerson said the Board of Commissioners has issued an emergency declaration, and the National Guard is on its way to conduct several rescues of people on rooftops. No injuries or deaths have been reported at this time. Nickerson said helicopters, hovercraft and dive rescue teams are assisting people trapped by rising waters. About 100 people needed to be evacuated from various locations throughout the county, and about 8 rescues were underway Friday afternoon. The Pennsylvania Department of Transportation said several roads were closed after severe flooding caused by the remnants of Debby. At 4:56 p.m. Friday, the National Weather Service issued a new flood warning that is in effect until 4:08 a.m. Saturday for Centre and Clinton counties. The Weather Service said, minor flooding is expected at Bald Eagle Creek near Beach Creek Station. At 10.0 feet, overgrown meadows and crop fields on the left bank are affected by high water. At 11.0 feet, high water threatens the Mill Hall Cottage area downstream of Beach Creek Station. At 13.0 feet, homes in the cottage area are isolated by high water from Bald Eagle Creek, the Weather Service added. Turn around, do not drown when navigating flooded roads. Most flood deaths occur in vehicles. Additional statements will be issued later this evening. Water rescue crews from Weston's Mills, Allegheny and Franklinville were reported to be responding to help flood victims in eastern Cattaraugus County, which received much less rain Friday than areas to the east and southeast.
All these houses. Nobody can get through.